You're watching New Car Spin. I'm Brian. This is the Mazda MX-5, also known as the Miata. You can see it has a spoiler, some ground effects here, black BBS wheels, red calipers. I believe these are even, yep, that's right, Brembo brakes. And it's in a sand metallic color. And for 2024, yep, it's a 2024. Basically, they have done a few updates. The most important one is actually inside, in my opinion. It's right there. You see that? Recaro seats. Now, oh look, my wallet fell out with my business card, my real estate business card. These Recaro seats are actually a big improvement over the seats that used to be in here. And the best part is, you know, while this car hasn't changed in size or anything else, it still has the 2-liter naturally aspirated engine. It has a proper 6-speed manual gearbox, aka transmission. It has a lockable glove box behind us and a manual soft top, which, you know, easily opens up. Something you want to know here is the outside of the top stays on the outside of the vehicle when it's open, which helps a lot because in my old Z3 the inside folds out, so then the headliner gets dirty and everything when you drive it along in the dusty regions of Tejas, aka Texas. So cool that the paint color comes in on the inside. That's a Miata thing. Although in the summer, I figured it would get hot. It really doesn't because it's not metal. It's plastic. Again, this car is pretty light, so you can do pretty remarkable things with it. I would just say, first off, that this is a learner's permit of sports cars. It may be serious, but you're going to learn a lot here, especially because it has these Bridgestone Potenza S001s, which I had on my Z3. They're okay. They're not as soft or compliant or juicy as the Pilot Sports, Michelin Pilot Sport 4, I think they're called. And we do have your aerial, your flexi antenna there, which you have to remember to take off if you go through a car wash, although you shouldn't because you have a cloth top. The trunk release is down here somewhere. There we go. Twice opens it up. Anything more than that, you're playing with it. Trunk's pretty big, and no spare tire. And then you go, what's that? Well, that's obviously the rear view camera. So yeah, we do get a camera on this one now, and a GPS antenna, although for some reason navigation is not activated on this car, which is really annoying because I have to use my phone. And you notice there's no wireless charging tray in here because this is kind of not the latest of the Mazdas. This is like older version of a Miata, although it's the newest one you can buy. Clearly what I think they should do is take the Mazda 3 hatchback, chop the roof off, give it a 2+2 convertible layout, and call it a day. The Miata's nice, but they have a lot of them on the road. I don't think they need to make more of them. Just kind of my sadistic viewpoint. Let's close this. Okay, we have regular gauges in the center and the right, digital on the left. Start this thing up. Foot on the clutch, of course. The problem here is because I don't have the nav going, I have to use the Android Auto, which you just slide up here and you get Android Auto. The problem is it really consumes the battery on my Samsung phone, as it would with any phone, because there's no wireless charger. I can't make up for that. They did update it with USB-C. We do have heated seats. I think the most important feature here, though, are these Recaro seats. I did have a passenger in this car the other day. It's kind of, you know, upright, but they are also suede-like. So in this heat, which is 91 degrees right now, which is actually kind of cool here in Texas, you don't need vented seats. You don't really feel like they're really hot like if they were just regular leather. If it was full leather, you'd be sweating and it'd be nasty. So I do love the cloth. Let me get my seatbelt on here. Hard to do all this with one hand. Tiny, tiny, tiny armrest. You've seen one Miata, you've seen them all. So I think I'll just drive it for a second. Backup camera, very nice to have. It's been a pleasant car to drive. What I noticed right away is it's not as fast as a Toyota Supra. I came out of a Supra and went right into this thing. But you can just chill and cruise in this thing. Obviously, you can go to autocross. You could do some heavier, hardcore driving in this thing because of these tires, because of this setup, because of these brakes. It's really like just add water, instant sports car kind of thing for people who want basically a learner's permit of sports cars. Rear-wheel drive, manual transmission. You can't go wrong with the engagement aspect of it. Steering is nicely weighted. A lot of people dislike Mazdas for their steering because they're used to their squishy Toyotas. But Mazda's really direct, really communicative. Say that 3 times fast. Green light's green, buddy. Speaking of Toyota drivers, NPCs everywhere. Hard to do with one hand. Anyway, we don't have full auto climate control. The air conditioning's a little weak because this vent's kind of small. We have vents over here, but that's about it. Let me roll these windows up. We don't have auto up on the windows either. Although when you do put the top down and up, the windows will automatically kind of scooch out of the way a little bit so the top doesn't have any pressure point on the glass. Braking is firm, very even. I like to call them modulation. Another NPC here. Ugh, more NPCs everywhere. They're just tracks, everybody. We go over them. So yeah, it moves. Because it's light, once you get used to the power delivery, which is very linear, very, I don't want to say slow, but very gradual, you end up with a car that you can completely control. And once you learn the control aspect of it, you can really start to throw it around a little bit. Did they get rid of my U-turn lane? Yeah, because they're sneaky around here with all their construction crap. Yep. So I'm gonna make 2 left turns instead of a Texas U-turn. If we go down here, we have our controls. There we go. We have a clock. We can go into information, fuel efficiency. Not really an important thing for me. This is always the worst case scenario. What else? The design here hasn't really changed much. They really just have better seats. Let me pause it and get into the other side of that ramp over there. Okay, so because it's a manual top, you can just drive along like this. Pull that. See how the windows went down. There we go. Wrestle it a little bit. There you go. And now your top's up. The windows are down a little bit, but you just pull them up. There we go. We're cracked. Turn the air on. Full blast. Right? So you're in control of a lot of things here, and it's a big departure from newer cars that are fully automated and whatever. The sticker price on this is a lot. It's like 40 something. So, you know, if you're looking for like a turnkey sports car that's new, that doesn't have any kind of like history to it, that maybe you want to just buy one and do like a cross-country convertible roadster road trip, which would be a very cool thing to do, then you take one of these things and you take it around and you put miles on it and then you sell it. And it's a pretty popular version. You know, this flavor, this expression of the Miata is pretty cool. So, wow, that was a big bump. Wow. Anyway, this expression is pretty much like a de facto for like the sportiest of the Miatas for what we get today. It's not going to win any races like 0 to 60, but what you really do is you just get to focus on your track time. Navigation is really annoying. It's missing an SD card, which goes down in that slot there. And that's about it. Thank you for watching. I'm going to call it a day here. The Miata's great. It's just not as fast as a Supra. It's hard to come out of a Supra and into this thing. But this has all the right dimensions, all the right proportions on a really nice day. Probably a little bit cooler than it is now. It's quite a fun ride, so I highly recommend it if you're looking for a roadster. Alright, get knock on the freeway, and I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. Never-ending fun. When the top is up, there is a lot of wind noise over here on this corner. That's just the way it is. You're in a convertible. It's slightly insulated. There is a hard panel here. Not sure if it's for like anti-slash and grab or what, but you know, it's not really a daily car, I'm gonna say that, but it would be fun to have a toy, and this is definitely a toy. And I wish they made a 2+2 out of the 3 hatchback, because then you can have the whole family in it. We do have blind spot monitoring. We've got the lane keep assist in this one, and no radar cruise. Obviously, it'd be hard to do with a manual, but you know, for a sports car, modern or modernized, they did a pretty good job here. But maybe one day they'll make a 3 version. Mazda 3 hatchback version, an all-wheel drive 2+2. Sounds killer. It's coming, I'm sure of it. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.